Good morning. I'm Larry Nickey, the Liaison Officer, one of the Deputy ICs for Pacific Northwest Team 13. Welcome to the 10 o'clock Cooperators Stakeholders meeting. With those in Zoom land, welcome. And we're going to turn it over to our IC, Les Hallman.
Thank you, Larry. Good morning. I'm Les Hallman, Incident Commander for the Oregon State Fire Marshal Green Team. We're here in Unified Command with Northwest Team 13 and Brian Gales. I want to thank all the cooperators and continue to tell you how important these meetings are. It's your opportunity to come together and talk to us about your concerns on the fire. I think you're going to hear your operational briefing today that things continue to go very, very well on the fire ground. We're very pleased with the progress that's being made. The weather's been cooperating very well with us, and I hope you should be seeing some big improvements out there in the community. The Sheriff's Office is working very, very hard to get those evacuation levels lifted and get people back into their homes when it's safe to do so. And I will tell you, overall, this Beachie Creek Fire has been just an incredible group of people coming together. We couldn't have had the successes we've had without the local support, especially from our law enforcement and first responders in your area, all the fire chiefs and the firefighters out there. You're the reason that we're getting this thing buttoned up and we're getting it done well. Just from the State Fire Marshal's side, just so you have awareness, we continue today doing the mop-ups around the houses. That's going very, very well as continuing to do our damage assessment. We're almost complete with that. For your awareness, we have two emerging fires in southern Oregon that started pulling resources yesterday. We lost some of our command staff to those fires. We also demobbed two of our task forces to make them available for the overall state just because of the demand. Things are continuing to go well on this fire, and our plan today is to release two more task forces at the end of today's operation. And if things continue to go well, tomorrow we will release the final two task forces, and we have a tentative plan of our team, the Green Team, to actually demob from this fire on Thursday. I'm sure Brian will talk about it in just a minute, but we now have Southwest Team 2 here, a Type 1 incident management team, so we feel very, very good about when we demob and Brian teams demob. We know this community is going to be in very good hands with John Pearson and his team. And with that, I'll turn it over to Brian.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. I'd like to just kind of reiterate what we talked about at morning briefing today, and that was about partnerships and relationships. As Les alluded to, none of this could have been done without the collective efforts by everybody. We are working through fires going on across the state of Oregon, and teams are timing out and being replaced. We're going to spend the next 2 days working really hard with John Pearson's Type 1 team to set them up for success and continue all the relationships that have been built here from years past on through this incident and moving forward. Again, I'd like to thank the number of partners that have helped us be successful. The Chemeketa Community College for allowing us to utilize your facility here. I know it's been an impact for all of you. And I want to thank the community for all of their support, the local firefighters that have come from the private sector to help us, and the firefighters and law enforcement to do the job that needed to be done to help stabilize the situation. My heart continues to go out for all of those that are impacted by the events of the fire that came down 22 corridor. So I thank everybody for your support and continued partnership and relationships, and look forward to moving forward together. Thank you all.
Good morning, John Spencer, Planning Operations Trainee for Team 13. I'm going to give you the operational tempo for today and brief you on what we have currently happening on all of our divisions. Overall, this is a continuation of our operational plan that we had yesterday. With our partners, we are busy working on Alpha, Foxtrot, Hotel, and Kilo, on getting our little pieces of containment line built and tied together between each of the divisions, and that is going very well. The weather has allowed the fire to moderate, and then we have gotten engaged directly on the line with hand line, dozer line, mop up, and taking and putting the pieces together. The amount of work and the closure on those pieces is going way up, And over the next few days, when a new team comes in, they're going to fold right into those operations, and I'm sure they'll be closing the gaps on all those pieces for getting full control lines around the western flank of this fire. Down at the southern end of the fire, we have added another division, and that is Division Romeo, is now working in conjunction with Whiskey. Big piece of ground there of indirect fire line, and all of our cooperators have put a plan together. They are engaged in that plan. We are also tied in with the operations folks on the Lion's Head fire on where we're going to bring their line and our line together on that southeast corner. Moving over to Division Zulu, we are continuing to put hose lays and water show around all the structures, and we're getting a nice mop-up operation there on Zulu around all structures, and continuing to close the pieces of control line that we've started, and in the next few days all those control lines should be connected and completed. So overall, continuation of yesterday, things are looking good, operations are going smoothly. Thank you very much.
Dean Warner, Fire Behavior Analyst for Team 13. The last few days have been shrouding the fire area in an aversion, which has definitely moderated the fire behavior activity, as John Spencer just alluded to. Yesterday, though, we did see an uptick in the fire behavior when the sun actually made an appearance. And as soon as the sun were able to cast a shadow from our firefighters or anybody out there, we see an uptick in the fire behavior. And that is because there has been very little moisture, and the only moisture that our fuels have received is in the form of relative humidity. We've had good humidity recoveries overnight, keeping the fine fuels very moist, but without any rain, those fuels really don't have an opportunity to get very wet. So when the sun comes out, it changes that moisture level ever so slightly, and the fire can then take hold of those fuels that are available for combustion at that time. So today, already, we are seeing the sun come out, cast shadows, and we're expecting to see a slight increase in fire behavior, especially up in the upper areas of the fire, up above 1,500 feet. Division Whiskey specifically is experiencing a little bit more fire behavior. Fire still on the ground, nothing in the crowns. Lack of wind is very important in this as well. So the fire continues to chunk through, the dry fuels especially, and keeps the fire moving when there is no control lines available. But plenty of resources out there that are getting a handle on it, so that's what we'd be expecting throughout the day. That's all I have for fire behavior. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Shane Burnham. I'm with Marion County Sheriff's Office. I'm the incident commander for the Marion County Sheriff's Office on this incident. First off, we'll be transitioning Mark Farron, who has been kind of our liaison with the incident command team, out after today. I'll be taking his duties. I want to say thank you to Mark from me personally. He's built some great relationships here, and we'll continue to build those relationships. Along with that, there's no doubt in my mind, the pre-planning before this event, Mark's evacuations, personally door-to-door evacuations, and then transitioning and coming into this incident command team saved countless lives. So thank you, Mark. We'll continue to work with Fire Incident Command and the new team coming in. We appreciate, again, the relationships we've had with them. Outstanding job, and you guys have done a great job continuing up with saving our communities, so we appreciate that. As far as law enforcement, we continue to work with Lynn County, Oregon State Police, and our local agencies providing law enforcement support to specifically the Santiam Canyon, and we'll continue to do that. Our search and rescue operations continue primarily in the North Fork Canyon. We have one missing person still, and we're still working on that. And incorporating in the FEMA USAR teams to help us out with that. Evacuation planning is where we're putting a lot of our effort now into returning these folks to their communities, and we're working again with all those law enforcement partners as well as the cities and with Oregon Department of Transportation to do that. So we thank you guys all for your cooperation and success so far.
All right, again, Larry Nicky, just a quick 2-minute recap for everybody. The current fire size did grow a little bit since this map was made, 193,000 acres approximately. That's a 2,000 acre gain, primarily down in the southeast corner in that Division R area that Spencer was talking about. And we have 572 personnel assigned to the fire. Again, power and gas companies continue to work through the liaison to allow us to get you into those areas. We're going to try to work you into some of those level 3 areas as safety allows. Again, anything in the level 2 area, you are set to go and continue your operations as soon as you can get things online. If you can just let us know when you start energizing lines, that would be great, so that we can let firefighters know to be on the lookout, because lines have been energized now and we don't want to have anything happening behind us. Timber companies continue to work with those divisions that you've been working with directly with the operations folks. We'll keep that process going for right now, so that you have that one-on-one contact as you're working with our personnel to put in lines in those various areas where your lands are impacted. Again, just to remind people, we're in a transition phase with the Southwest team. For the next 2 days, you'll be seeing myself, and then after that point, they will take over the briefings, and you'll be working with the Southwest team. I'll be sending out an email today on the contact list with their information, so that you can kind of get the thought of that's who you're going to be contacting from now on.